Good morning students, welcome to CS class. In today's class, I'll explain you about structures. Okay, so what is the structure and what is the use of the structure, how to create a structure, how to add a variable to the structure, that I will explain today. Okay, so before going into a structure, first let me explain you about arrays. Example, if I give like this, int A5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Total how many elements you have? 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and 5 are of integers. And what is the name of the array? What is the name of the array? A. Name of the array is A. And 5 is the size. And 8 is a data type. And here total how many elements? 5 elements. And this is a memory representation. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And come to this one. This block name is A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. Understood? So, here using an array, what is the main advantage? We can store more than one element of a same data type. You can store number of elements, but that element should be of same data type. Okay, and whatever elements you are storing, that are stored sequentially, contiguously the elements will be stored. So whenever you are trying to retrieve, easily you can retrieve because these all elements are stored sequentially, continuously. So if you want to search any element, example, if you want to print all the elements at a time, you no need to search each and every element location. If you know the location of the first element, it is easy for you to retrieve and you can print all the elements because all the elements are stored in a single location. Okay, and a total example for integer, if you are giving a 2 bytes, for this 5 elements, total 10 bytes of memory is given. 2 into 5 bytes. Total 10 bytes of memory is given to this array. Okay, so this is an array concept. What is the main advantage? First one is all the elements are identified with the single name. Identified with the single name. This is the first advantage. The second advantage is all the elements are stored contiguously. So all the elements are stored contiguously. It is easy for you to retrieve. And it will reduce the searching time. It will reduce the searching time. Okay, and the memory point of view, if you are storing the 5 elements without array or with array, the memory is same. Say example, if you are storing these 5 elements separately using a variables. Example, if you are using a 5 different variables to store these 5 elements, you will give 10 bytes of memory. So if you are using an array concept also, it takes 10 bytes of memory. Only the thing is, all the 5 elements are stored sequentially in a single location. That is the main advantage. Okay, but here all the elements are identified with the single name, and so all the elements are identified with the single name. Okay, and it is easy for you to identify the elements, and whatever elements are there, you are storing contiguously. Next, it is easy for you to retrieve the elements because all the elements are stored in a same location. Next, it will reduce the searching time. So these are the advantages. But the disadvantages, see here whatever elements you are storing, that element should be of same data type. Means if you want to store a record like a student number, father's name, marks, student name, different data type. One is a character, one is a float, one is a integer. If you want to mix the elements of the different data types, array is not suitable. Understood? So when you are creating an array, whatever elements are there, that all elements should be of same data type. So if you want to say the elements of the different data types, it is not possible by using an array because array is used to store the elements of the same data type only. If you want to store the elements of the different data types, array will not accept. But example, I want to create a structure like a student record I want to create. student name, father name, marks of the student, total and average. Student name is a character array, father name is a character array, and marks is integers, total and average is a float. So if you want to create a record structure, array is not suitable. Because in array we can store elements of only the single data type. So if you want to store the elements of the different data types, this array is not suitable. Okay, so if you want to create a structure like a record, in C programming we have a concept called structure. So using a structure, we can store the elements of different data types. Okay. So first one is structure is a derived data type. Derived data type. Okay, so structure is a derived data type. You can see in a data types concept already I have explained the structure. Structure and array somewhat similar, because in array also we can store elements of a different data, same data type, because we are storing more than one element of a same data type in the array. In structure also we are storing more than one element, but in structure we can store elements of different data types. Understood? In array also we are storing more than one element. In structure also we are storing more than one element. But if you are using an array, we can store more than one element of same data type in array. In structure, we can store more than one element of different data types. That is the difference. Understood? So structure is a different derived data type. Here we can store more than one element of different data types. Different data types. Okay. And whatever elements you are storing, all the elements are stored continuously. Means all the elements are stored sequentially like a array. And next, see, it is storing and retrieving. Retrieving is very easy using a structure, and it reduces searching time, because all the elements are stored in one location, so indirectly it is reducing the searching time of the user. Okay, so single block of memory is given to a structure, and the structure is used to create record of different data types. Structure is used to create a record of different data types. Understood? These are the key points of a structure. The main and important point of the structure is like an array only. Here we are storing more than one element, but only the difference is we are storing more than one element of different data types. Okay, in array we are storing elements of the same data type, but in case of structure we are storing more than one element of different data types. Okay. Now, syntax. How to create a structure? How to create a structure? Now, struct tag. Please note down this. Syntax is very, very important. Data type. Member 1. Next, data type. Member 2. Data type. Member 3. So on. Data type. Member. Yeah. Okay. So this is a structure definition. Okay, structure. Okay, struct is a keyword. Struct is a keyword, and struct tag is an identifier. I think you all know the identifier. this name is given by the user. Structure tag, that name is given by the user. So that is why it is called as an identifier. Data type, member 1, member 2, member 3. Means example here, data type int, marks, character, name, float, fees. So these are the different data types, different members. So in one structure you can create n number of members. You can store n number of members inside one structure. So here the structure declaration should end with a semicolon. Okay. Now this is the syntax how to create a structure. The keyword is as it is you should write. Identifier is it is like a variable name. You can give any name to your structure. Now with this example I will create one structure now. See, struct example structure name is a book. You can give, I said it is an identifier. You can give any name to your structure. Opening brace, closing brace. It should end with a semicolon. It should be as it is. Now here the first member is example character. Character here what I want to give is name I want to give. See character, name, example 20. 20. It is a character array. I want to store 20 characters. Next what I want to give is int pages. It is an integer. Next float price of the book. Example. So one structure I am creating. What is the name of the structure? Book. Okay, what is the name of the structure? And book. And in that structure how many members I have? 3 members. Okay, one is the name, second one is the pages, and the third one is the price of the book. So price of the book. So here only I have given 3 members. Like this you can store n number of members in a one structure. In a one record whatever information you need, that information you can store in a structure. Okay. Only the thing you need to remember is it should start with a structure tag and it is an identifier. You can give any name. And whatever members you want in that particular record, that should be between a opening and closing braces. So you compare this syntax and example. 3 members I have given. Actually n number I have given. You can store if you want more elements, you can give more elements here. Okay. So you take screenshot of this. I will explain the memory representation. Memory representation. I said structure is like an array. All the elements, whatever elements are stored, that are stored contiguously in a single memory location. Okay. See example. What is the first one? Name. For name, how much memory you are giving? 20 bytes. Name. How much memory you are giving? 20 bytes. Next, int pages. Pages. Here it is 2 bytes of memory I am giving. And float. 4 bytes of memory we are giving. Price. So for name 20 characters, pages 2 bytes, and it is a fourth one is a float, 4 bytes of memory we are giving. Total how much memory we are giving? 20, 22 and 4. 26 bytes of memory we are giving for a single record. Okay, so 26 bytes of memory we are giving for a single record. Understood? And these 3 elements are stored contiguously in a single location only. And each and every member is identified with the structure name. What is the name of the structure here? Book. Understood? So like this we can store the elements of a different data types in a structure. Understood? That is the main difference. In the memory point of view, there is no difference. I am using the different data types, So how much memory is needed for each and every element, that much memory is given in a single row. Understood? So this is about structure, declaration, example, memory representation. Now next I will explain how to declare structure members. Okay. Now the next one is the structure variable. Structure variables means the variables which are following the structure. See, structure is a template. Okay, structure is a template. More than one element can use that template. Okay, so here structure variables. Okay, so here structure variables are nothing but variables which are following that structure, that template are nothing but a structure variables. So here structure variables you can declare in two ways. One is before the main method and the second one is inside the main method. Okay, in two ways you can declare the structure variables. Before the main method, immediately after the structure declaration. The second one inside the main method. Okay, so here we can declare structure variables in two ways. Method 1 and method 2. See example. Structure name is book. Example. Structure name is book. As already explained, character, name. For book name I am giving the 20 characters. Next, enter pages. Next, float, price of the book. Okay, so this is a structure. Understand? Example here, for two books, I want to maintain two books information. Example, book 1, C and C++. For C and C++, two books, I want to store this information. Okay, two books are there, C and C++. About C and C++, I want to maintain this information. Okay, so that C and C++ are called as variables of this structure. So after closing this brace, immediately you give C, C++. Give the semicolon. Here two books are there and the two books are following this structure. Understood? Okay, this is the structure. This structure is followed by this. About C and C++, I want to maintain this information. So that C and C++ are called as variables of this structure. Okay, understood? This is the first one. Syntax, say struct name, opening, give the data members, data type, member 1, data type, member 2, so on, data type, member n. Data type, member n. And here at the end, I will give the structure. Example, variable 1, variable 2. Okay, so this is a structure you can see. Structure is a keyword, structure. Next, data type, member 1, member 2, member 3. And the variables after closing the brace, immediately you should give the variables and each and every variable should be separated by a comma and it should end with the semicolon. This is the first method and this is before the main function. This type of syntax will follow before the main function. Okay, just you note down this. Second method I will explain. After explaining the second method, I will explain with the example. Okay, take screenshot of this. Struct, name of the structure, data type, member 1, data type, member 2, data type, member 3. And these three members, means 3 members information I want to give for C and C++. In this C and C++ are called as variables. variables of this structure. Understood? Now, the second method. Example, this is a main function. Your program execution starts from the main function. Now, here structure name, variable 1 comma variable 2. Okay, variable 1 comma variable 2. Structure name, variable 1 comma variable 2, so on. Okay, you can declare n number of variables for this structure. Okay, but in this, before declaring a variable, the structure should be declared before the main function. Okay, so whatever these variables are there, that variables, instead of declaring within the structure, I am declaring inside the main method. Need extension of this? Now, I will explain one example program, how to declare and how to create a structure. Now, I'll give you example program which illustrates the structure variables. See here. First, here ash include stdio dot preprocessor command. See, after this, actually we'll give the main function. But if we are creating a structure, no? So what we'll do is, before the main function only, we'll give the structure. So struct, the keyword as it is derived. What is the name of the structure? Book. Okay, it is a user identifier. User can give any name. Okay, now open the brace. What is the first one? Char name, example 20 characters, enter, pages, semicolon, float, price. Close this, give the semicolon. Only structure declaration over. Now, after this, you give the main function, void main. Your program execution starts from main function. Now, here you open the brace. Continuation. Here I continue. See here. Void main function. After closing the structure, immediately you write the main function. Inside the main function, open the brace. See, if it is a integer variable, inside the main function will declare like this. Int a equals to, here int is a data type. Primitive data type, primary data type. But here the structure is a derived data type. So how to declare variables for primitive data types? In the same way, you should declare the variables of structure inside the main function. Okay. Struct. What is the structure name? Book. C. So C is a variable of structure book. Means the C is following all the members. C is a variable which want the information of name, pages and price. Okay, about C, now what we need to store? Name, pages and price. Over C. Understood? This is a declaration. And C is a variable which is following which structure? Book structure. Whatever information is there, whatever members are there in the book structure, no? For all the members, we need to provide information for a C. Understood? So this is a one method. Okay, first we are creating the structure. Next, inside the main function, we are declaring the variables of the given structure. So here, C is a variable of structure book. Understood? You take screenshot of this. Now, one more method. Whatever C you declared in the main function, that same C you can declare here also. After closing this, C semicolon. Now C is the variable of this structure. Two ways you can do. One is in the main function and the second one is after creating the structure. Understood? So in the main function you can declare the member variables of the structure like a struct, the name of the structure and the name of the variable. And the same variable you can declare immediately after the structure also. This is the second one. After this, we'll give the main function. Void main. Void main. Two methods. Okay, so two methods for declaring structure variables. Understood? Now, structure variable initialization. Structure variable initialization. Structure variable initialization is example. Struct book C. This is the structure variable. So if it is an example, int A, it is a declaration. Int A equals to 10, initialization. So here just we are declaring. We need to give the values to this structure variable. Okay. Now that values also you can give in two ways. A structure variable can be initialized in two ways. See, struct book. Okay, name of the structure is book. And how many members we have? Cat, name of the book. How much memory you are giving? 20 bytes. Next, int pages. Next, float, price of the book. Okay, 3 areas. Now, this structure is followed by the variable called C. Okay, so this is a variable and variable initialization in the same case. C equals to name. Example, name of the book, you can give example. What is the name of the book? C, C++, you can give anything. Example, double quotes, C program. 20 bytes of memory activated, comma, pages. Example, 100 pages. Price of the book is 40 rupees. Example, 40.5. Okay, give the second one. See, int A equals to 10 you will get. This complete more than one element is there, that is nothing but the 10. Value A is nothing but the C. Here, instead of the integer, what data type it is following? Struct. Instead of int, struct. Okay, same. Understood? This is the first method. After giving the structure, we'll give the structure variable equals to elements, more than one element. How many elements we have? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So whatever members are there in the structure, same members will initialize. This is the first method. Okay. This is the method 1. Method 1. Now come to the second method. In the second method, we'll initialize values in the main function. Dash include stdio.h. Example, here structure is created. Struct book. And how many members we have? Char, same structure you get. Char, name, 20. Next, int, pages, float, price. Okay. Now, only structure have given, only template have created. Now, Here give the main function, void main function. This is a main function. Inside the main function, structure, struct, book, C. C is a variable. This is the first method. Here also I am using variable C. Here also I am using. This is the method 1 and this is the method 2. Inside the main function I am initializing this. Now C is a variable of which structure? Book. Now C dot name. C dot name. Okay. C dot name. C dot name example here. C program. So it is a string. Directly we cannot initialize like this. We'll copy this. String copy. C program. Okay. String dot copy C program into. So not like this. String copy. What is the name of the structure here? C dot name. Yeah, you need to give like this. So directly we cannot initialize here. C dot name equals to C program. Okay. So it is only in case of string. Now C dot name. This you put in a comment line. Now name over. Next C dot pages. 100. Now C dot price. Example 14.5. Okay, now after this you can get. So initialization, in two ways you can initialize. This is the first method and this is the second method. Okay, this method also you can initialize and this method also you can initialize. These are the two methods for initializing structure variables. In the first method, immediately after the structure declaration, I am giving the variables and I am initializing. Declaration and initialization in the same place like this. Int A equals to data type variable value. C is a variable of which type? Structure. Here A is a type of integer. Now here also before the main function I am declaring the structure and inside the main function I am declaring the structure variable. Okay, same. Like this also you can get or like this also you can get. These are the two methods you can initialize the structure variable. In the next class I will explain example program and how to access each and every element of the structure. Thank you.